Hey guys!
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with my uncle here.
I've been your uncle for
3 days.
3 days.
yeah, well, kind of a couple
month or
weeks,
so, yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Whenever I found out, I'm like, oh, I guess I'm an uncle to someone. But then I met you in person.
Yeah,
so
now you're really mine.
I've been an in-person uncle for a couple
It
days
makes it
now.
real.
It is real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we're going to do the Never Have I Ever challenge. So pretty much, we each wrote down, and some of my family members who are around us.
They're hiding off camera.
They're hiding. They wrote down some things, and I know what 3 of them are. You did 5, and they did some. So I don't know.
I'm nervous about what they wrote.
Yeah.
I don't know what they wrote.
And then once we read this statement, we're going to hold up either I have or I have not. And if it's a good story, then we'll dig deeper into it.
Wait, how come you're hiding yours under the table?
So I don't want you to know right
Oh.
away.
Oh, okay, well, what if okay, I'm going to keep mine out, and then you won't know which one I'm going to pick.
Well, I can see.
Yeah, but you'll know which one I'm going to go for.
Okay. Well, I'll do
I got a great poker face.
You can pick first.
Oh, I get the honors, okay. Cheated on a test in school.
Hasn't everyone?
Well, I don't know. Guess what I have not done? I didn't think about cheating. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna fail. And I'm like, well, I guess that's gonna happen. And you're like,
No, I was
nope.
like, I will not fail.
So do you remember what it was?
I think it was mostly history because I have such a hard time remembering stuff, especially dates. So then it's like, when did this war happen? I'm like, I don't know. Google knows though. Next. Never have I ever broken something of my family members and didn't tell them.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm gonna go. You go first.
Oh, you can go first.
Okay. I'm certain I have. I'm really clumsy. There's probably things I broke while I was in your house today. I might break something by the time I'm gone. You'll never know until later. You'll be like, did that bowl always have a crack in it? Not because I was like angry and broke it, but because I'm just klutzy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I try and carry too much stuff. I'm like, if I'm doing laundry even, I'll take the entire load, even if I have a basket and there's like socks falling off. And you're like, oh no, the sock fell, you go to pick it up and then the towel falls off and you're like, oh no. And then everything, and then you just like, you get to where you're going and there's a trail of stuff all the way.
And then you have to go back anyway, so you might as well just...
I'm sure I've done that with dishes and with, you know, probably my wife's Melissa's personal things. Sorry honey, if you find broken stuff around the house.
I can't think of anything.
Is that because you were emotionally scarred and you blocked it out of your brain?
Maybe I'm still scared that someone will find out. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I got it. I think I have not.
What about your mother's heart?
Oh.
She's like, oh, all the time.
You go next.
All right. I don't know whose is whose. I haven't come across one. Oh, wrecked a car. Have you ever wrecked a car? Like to the point where it was like you couldn't drive away.
No.
She popped a tire. Can't drive on a flat tire.
They keep having to remind, this is literally the game and I'm not doing it. I have not.
Oh.
I've popped a million tires because I'm short, so I can barely see over the steering wheel, let alone the edge of my car. So I don't know like where the tires are going.
How are you not hitting pedestrians if that's your logic?
Well, because I can see them. They're tall.
But what if it's a small pedestrian?
They're gone.
Like children.
They're gone.
They're done. So you've run over so many children, they've popped your tires.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what's popped your tires?
Curbs, always curbs, because I can't see when I ran into our garage the other day.
This is a funny one for me because you lent me your car yesterday. And also, what was the last one? Have I ever wrecked a family member's items and not told them? Maybe.
I mean, my bumper's already fallen off.
I've ruined multiple things.
Oh, no.
This is the clumsy thing. So, was in a really bad car accident maybe 5-6 years ago. To my defense, though, it was really icy, and I was coming back. It was like February, and it rained, and then it froze, so the road was pretty much ice. But I didn't accommodate for the bad weather, and I flipped my car. Doing 100 kilometers. So before you're like, what? In Canada, that's like, what, 80 miles or something like that?
That's still pretty fast.
Yeah, it was still fast.
To flip your car.
Yeah, and I came to a stop and rolled and landed, and by the time it was all done, my car was still running. And so I'm like, oh, well at least I'm okay. I thought I just spun out. And then I looked, it was a convertible, and my roof was down like this.
Oh my God.
The windshield was like this, and my head was into the convertible top. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. So I got out and I walked down the highway and I retrieved all of my personal belongings. And I found my phone on the ground, and I phoned 911 because I'm like, well, that's all I can really do, right? And then the guy shows up and he's like, oh man, you got to be really injured. So he puts me on the stretcher and he's like holding my neck and stuff. And I was in a rush to get back home because I had work to do and stuff. And they took me all the way back to the town I was coming from. And I remember being so bummed out, not because I wrecked my car, but because they took me back where I started, and I hate backtracking. I'm like, no, I was just here, take me the other direction. And I was fine. I walked away, my car was like a pancake. It got written off. And my tires too. And I pulled them right off the rim. Like there was no tires left on the rim. So yeah, I was in a wreck.
Never done that. Well, at least you're still here.
Or am I?
Oh my gosh.
I'll be like Scooby-Doo and be like, ah! Oh, what's the next one?
Have you ever, or never have you ever seen a ghost? I think the only ghost I've seen is that one from your video.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a ghost before.
Yeah.
Shoot.
You gotta put your paper up.
I have not.
Okay.
Wait, well, no, I have in his video. I have seen a ghost.
In my video.
Spooky. In his video.
To be funny, I had my brother-in-law dress up as a ghost and walk by in the background.
He's just casually talking, and then you just see, like,
Yeah.
obviously someone wearing a sheet walking upstairs across the thing. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Okay. This is a tough one because I'm gonna hold up both because I don't know what a ghost is supposed to
They're
look
both
like.
upside down.
Oh. I am assuming that the people who are watching in Australia, it's gonna be right side up for them. So I don't know if I have or have not. I have seen a crazy ball of energy, and I don't know what it was. But I don't know if I believe in ghosts. So maybe if people are talking about orbs, maybe that's an orb or something. But I did see like something. And I'm not a crazy person. I'm just telling you what I saw. You know, it could have been ball lightning. It could have been, I don't know. It could have been static electricity, whatever it was. But it was at a moment that kind of freaked me out. So anyway, so maybe I have, maybe I haven't. Oh, I should turn these back over. Is it your turn or my turn?
You're next.
Oh, I'm next. Okay. All right. Next one is, well, this is very specific. Murdered an entire family while no, it was. What? Okay, what is that? Got WTO a flight? Oh God, that's my writing. I can't read it. This is my writing. This is how bad it is. I missed my career as a doctor because I can't even read my. Okay, never have I ever got into a fight.
What kind? Like a fist fight?
Like a fight.
Yelling fight?
Like a physical, somebody's coming to beat you up kind of fight.
I'm too. I can't even like tell people when they make my food wrong.
Well, you wouldn't normally punch somebody in the face for that either way.
I mean, some people might.
I have kind of, I'm going to say I've been in one fight my entire life, and I'm like you, I'm a pacifist. I don't like punching, hurting, I don't like hurting anything. I don't even like to step on bugs on the sidewalk.
I'll step on a bug.
No, I won't step on bugs. If I find a spider in my house, I have a catch and release. I will catch it, and I'll go find like a nice little leaf to put it on. Okay, so the fight, I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
Grade 8, what we would call junior high or middle school. This guy, I think his name was Daniel. If you're watching, you know what you did. He was picking on me for 2 weeks. We're gonna fight. Yup, nope. And then we're gonna fight every day. It was like you and me after school, and I was not having it. Didn't want to have anything to do with it. So I come out of class one day, walk out the doors, and it's just like in the movies, you walk out and there's like this circle of people, fight, fight, fight. I'm like, oh. And at first you're like, this can't be for me. I'm like, I'm just gonna stand here with the rest of these people and fight. And you're like, no. And they're like, that's for you. Like, you can't be a wallflower in that situation. That would have been genius if I could have blended in the background. Yeah. So anyway, he comes out and he's all like, bouncing around like he's Chuck Norris or whatever, and he's gonna come at me. So he comes running at me with his fist, and I didn't want to fight him. So when he ran at me and he went to punch, I just grabbed his arm and I swung him, and he went rolling on the ground in front of everybody. And there was like that silence that you only get like when there's a crowd of people who are expecting something much different. And they went, and then he got up and he was so embarrassed, he started crying and ran away.
Oh my gosh.
And then the next day at school, he was like, oh man, you're my buddy, trying to do like, which I don't know how to do a cool guy handshake, by the way. I just let it happen to my hand. And I'm like, okay, we did some kind of cool handshake. Something happened there. And I'm like, nah, I don't think I want to be friends with you. And I have no idea where his life went or what he's doing now. Hopefully he's not like, I don't think
Still trying to fight people.
he's not a professional fighter unless he got really jacked up after that. He's like, oh! He's looking for him. He's gonna come hunt me down after this video. That's the only fight I've ever been in, and it wasn't really a fight. And everybody was like, well, that was a sucky fight, and they
That was
laughed.
weird.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. But
No. Okay, it's your turn. You got to pick one.
Never have I ever stalked someone on Facebook. I'm not ashamed.
Really? Okay,
Well,
there's
that's
gotta
what
be a
you
story.
do as a. Well, I guess in high school it's pretty normal. I stalked. Well, he didn't have any social media. He, as in Peter, so that was.
Not
hard.
the audience who's watching.
Yeah.
But you.
He, you know you are. But yeah, like you would get a text from a friend like, "Oh my gosh, I'm talking to this kid," and you're like, "All right," and you got to figure out all the deets about him.
Oh, the deets.
The
Okay.
deets.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have not. I prefer stalking people in real life. No, I've not stalked someone on Facebook. I don't hide in the bushes and do. I'm old fashioned. I'm from the previous generation. We just were planted outside your room with binoculars. No, I have not stalked someone. I've kind of been stalked though.
Oh.
Yeah, I married her. I moved all around and Melissa followed me. I always joke about that. She's like, you married your stalker, and I'm like, yeah, I kind of did. But Melissa, yeah, we stuck together through thick and thin, and yeah. She showed up once. She'd caught a bus like many hours to come see me.
Wow.
And I was like, I like a girl who puts in some effort.
Slash stalk.
So I married her. I'm not encouraging people to stalk each other. It oftentimes does not work out so well. Okay, is it my turn to do the next one?
Yes.
All right. That was going down a dark road. I'm sorry, sweetie, if you're watching this. Never have I ever been married before.
Before, as in like before right now?
Yeah. Other marriages.
No. Frick!
Wait,
Oh!
Wait,
Baby!
subconscious.
Hold up!
Hold on.
Maury! Where's Maury at?
Yeah, where's Maury at?
And let's bring in her ex-husband. Here he is now.
The results are
I
in.
swear, I promise.
So you've not been married before.
No.
What do you think? You think I've been married before?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
You don't think somebody wanted all this before my life?
All of this.
All this? You're correct. I've not been married before. This was too much to handle for any woman other than my wife.
Yes.
So yeah, I've not been married before. Have not been engaged before either. So
Down to the last
I don't know how this interview is gonna go. If my wife watches that never been married before, might be like later. I'll be like, oh, guess what happened, guys?
This, I know my. Wait, did you write this?
Yeah.
Never have I ever blown something up.
Really?
I'm a normal person.
Not even by accident?
No, not
Never even
even.
something on the stove that you're cooking and forget about it, and then it's like, oh
It's
no.
never blown. Oh wait.
Was it a pressure cooker or something?
No, I was on the stove and I forgot about it. And the lid popped off, and then there was like cream. Oh yeah, I did. Yeah.
You did.
Then I was sad for the rest of the night because then we couldn't eat that, and then I had to clean it up, and it was just not good. But
Okay.
nothing exciting.
I have blown something up.
Oh boy.
Not because I'm a crazy person. In one case, I got hired to help blow something up.
Wow.
I was working on a TV show and we got to blow up an entire car lot full of cars. So
Oh,
it was
lucky.
sponsored by Chrysler, and what they did is they brought up all these test vehicles from Mexico that they couldn't sell.
Mm-hmm.
And it later turned out that the guy that was producing the show sold some of them to people, which you weren't supposed to. They were supposed to be destroyed, and he got like in big trouble for that. I think he went to jail or something.
Yikes.
So anyway, they had this car lot full of these cars that were brand new at the time, and they couldn't sell them because they were test vehicles. So we blew them up. We did a scene where we blew up an entire car dealership, and there was, by the end of it, there was nothing left but like melted pistons in the concrete and stuff.
Wow.
The other thing I blew up was myself. I've blown myself up once. So my mother-in-law at the farm, this is very true. There's not much to do with the farm sometimes. So she's like, well, why don't you go burn off these sticks that we've been collecting from the bush or whatever. She'd been collecting them in what ended up turning out to be a metal, like a feed thing for cows, which is basically just like a big round metal thing. But it wasn't lighting. So I guess, meanwhile, Melissa and her mom are inside having tea, and they look out the window and they see me walk by with gasoline.
Oh no.
Don't get ahead of yourselves. But yes. So Melissa's mom says, does he know what he's doing? And Melissa, being the ever-loving wife, is like, I think he knows what he's doing. He's worked with gasoline lots, Mom. And so,
And then you hear.
So needless to say, a few minutes later I walk in and I'm like singeing like a cartoon character, like with smoke coming off of me. I had thought, I need something to get this going. Apparently diesel fuel is better and oil is even safer. Gasoline in what is essentially big piston, not so good. So I had dumped a bunch of gas in and it wasn't lighting. So I'm like, well maybe I need more gas. So I dumped a bunch more gas in, it wasn't lighting. And then you have that moment where you're like, oh no. And then it just was kind of like a, wow. Like it didn't even make a sound, it just sucked all the air out of my eardrums.
Oh my gosh.
It was like, and then I flew through the trees. It was like, you know, like in some bad like war movie. I don't think I'm gonna have like post-traumatic stress disorder from it, but let me tell you, I learned my lesson. So luckily I was using a certain type of hair product at the time, which was a wax, and I attribute the fact that I still had hair because the wax it kind of just singed the ends that were dry, but the waxy parts were okay. And they're like, how are you not completely burnt?
You're like,
my hand that I had in the fire pit was all bubbly, and then Melissa didn't know what to do with the burn, so she stuck like this zinc cream on, and you're not supposed to stick anything like that on a burn. You're supposed to just kind of put it in like lukewarm water or like room temperature water and let it settle, and then you know probably go see a doctor. You're not supposed to go like, I'm gonna put like baby cream on that you can't get off ever. So when I got to the doctors, they actually had to like scrape all that skin off.
Oh.
And to this day, I've got a hook for a hand. So yes, I've blown myself up.
oh,
Yeah.
I'm just picturing it in my head and I don't want
Yeah, good thing we had the bacon this morning and not now. Who's ready for breakfast? Okay, it's the last one. It's you,
Is
isn't
it
it?
me?
Oh, you do the last one.
Wait, no, I did the blow something up.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I just talk a lot. This is
okay.
my problem. I talk a lot. Oh, never have I ever stolen something. Like the answers off a test, perhaps, as we won't count that.
I don't even think I told my parents about this. There was one time I was with one of my friends. I won't say her name here. We were at a fancy store and they had this little tiny keychain with like a hacky sack on it. I think it's still on my keys actually. And then she's like, "You won't steal that?" And I was just like, and I was just panicked and I did it.
What was this recently?
No, this was,
But it's still on your keychain.
yeah.
Well, they probably had it going on a business sale after that.
They
Hacky sack
probably-
sales are down. We just can't make it.
I can't do
And his wife and
it.
kids are like, what about college? And they're like, no, not for you because someone stole a hacky sack.
I think that's honestly like the worst thing I've ever done in my life, and I still feel guilty.
Well, I'm a goody two-shoes. I have not. In fact, when I was a kid,
This is gonna be good.
yeah, not really. It kind of is, but kind of isn't. I had a friend, maybe perhaps he was from the other side of the tracks, one might say. He had a mullet, I remember that.
Oh, wow.
He was like, partying in the back, and he's like, not only is my hair bad, but so am I. So we were walking through a shopping mall and they had an antique sale. Funny, now that I do this for a living. And we're walking and he's like, you know, he did the, look what I got. I'm like, where'd you get that from? From that table back there. And I'm like, you're putting that back. And I made him feel so guilty that he didn't give it back to the guy. He like snuck it back on, like he reverse stole it. He was like, just as sneaky putting it back. He was like, and then walked away. And I don't know what happened to that kid. I stopped being friends with him after that because I'm like, you're bad.
Bad.
First I didn't like your stupid hair. And if anybody has mullets out there, it's okay.
Really cool.
Some people look good in it. Lots of country musicians have had mullets in the past.
I had a mullet.
There you go. See, look, I'm
My
losing
dad-
friends.
My dad can pull anything off, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
I'm more impressed by the haircut I saw of your dad where it was shaped like something.
Like it was like a. I'll insert it. It's like a half.
It looked
star.
like a fishing boat,
Yeah.
kind of. Which would have been cool if you had anchors on it and stuff. Never have I ever done it. Never have I ever.
Yeah. Me
I
either.
had not prior today done this.
I've never either.
And people are going to be like,
Never.
what? There's no way. It's like, no, I've never had people question whether I did something weird or not before.
Have you done this?
Usually they just watch me do weird things, and they're like, oh, that guy's doing weird
Well,
stuff.
it's not weird. It's cool.
It's cool.
It's cool.
Well, thanks for doing this.
Thanks for doing it with me.
All right. Bum 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 bum.